What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video we are talking about, do we really need a Nintendo Switch Pro? So with that being said, if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so I wanted to kind of sit down and talk about this a little bit because, I mean, ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, people have been whining, and I mean whining on the internet, complaining, doing everything that they can to talk about how we need a Nintendo Switch Pro or a Nintendo Switch Mini. And well, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite, was equivocally the Nintendo Switch Mini that people were wanting, but then here we are in 2020 and we're stuck without a Nintendo Switch Pro. And people are like throwing their hands up in the air and screaming, "Oh, we don't have a Nintendo Switch Pro, we need one, we need one." Well, you kind of got one with the new iteration of the Nintendo Switch with that new battery and the new, well, not the new battery, the new processor, which then gave you better battery life and everything about that. That was definitely an upgrade, but not the Switch Pro that people wanted. Why do they want it and how they want it? It depends on who you talk to. Some people want better screen real estate. They want it to look better. They want better resolution. People want better processor, better batteries, all kinds of stuff like that. But I'm going to talk about what I think Nintendo should do if they are going to make a Nintendo Switch Pro, and really, do they even need it? So, right now you've got the Switch regular. You can take it home, put it on your TV, play it there, or you can take it on the go. You also have the Switch Lite, which is basically just on the go. You can't plug it into anything, and you just play it as a handheld, and everyone loves it that way. However, everyone is saying they need a Switch Pro, and for me, that's an interesting topic because everyone's talking about the handheld portion, and I don't think that's the way to go if you were to go a Switch Pro. I think if you're going to do a Pro model of this, I think they need to do a home console only thing. You've already got the handheld only, you've already got the handheld and home console. Why not just make this one home console? And now I think a lot of people would probably like that, especially me, if it was better, like if it could do 1080p or if it had better processing power and it looked better on the screen. People would probably go out in droves and buy that system, especially if it had a bigger if it had bigger storage than just, what, 32 gigs? Like, that's not very much, especially when games nowadays for like the Xbox One and the PS4 are like 100 gigs. You can't put a 32 gig game on it. So I think that's one thing that the Pro should evolve into if it does actually intend to happen from Nintendo. It needs to be a home console where you just set it there. It's got a terabyte drive in it. It plays the Switch cartridges. You just pop them in and pop them out. It works with Joy-Cons, it works with Pro Controller, it works with wired controllers, it works with all that stuff. If that's something they could deliver, I think that could be very successful. Now, not to take away from the Nintendo Switch, I love it. You guys can see up behind me is my portion of games, but I think this could definitely help boost their sales. They're already selling crazy, but I think this is something that they could really help them kind of move into more of competing with Xbox or PS4. I know they don't really do it. I guess PlayStation, not PS4 in general. They don't really care about those systems. They just do their own thing, which I love. But at the same time, people are the market. You gotta listen to them. So when they say, hey, we want a Pro, do we really need it? I don't know. Honestly, I think about it. I've got an Xbox One X at home. I've got a PS4, I've got a Switch, I've got a Switch Lite. Like, I've got the current gen consoles and a bunch more. But do I really need a Pro? Like, I'm thinking about it and I just don't see necessarily where it fits in the market. Now, yes, upgrading the processor did wonders for the Switch. It made the battery life longer and all of that stuff. But I don't really know if people asking for this is really what they need right now. Do we want Nintendo spending time working on the Switch right now just to get a better processor or a better battery life or whatever? Or do we want them working on games, which matter more than the console, to be honest? If the games aren't good, that console is worthless. So that's one thing that I think I'd rather Nintendo work on. And that's games. Games are what sells this console, and Breath of the Wild was a console seller whenever it released. But like, thinking about it, it's like, yes, the Nintendo Switch is wonderful and amazing, but do you really want a Pro Edition? Like, I expect when I take a handheld, it's not going to be as good as what it will be on my home console. I don't expect that. That's why when I have my Switch Lite, I know exactly what I'm getting. I love that thing. It fits exactly into my hands. It does everything that I need. And then the Switch does a little of both, which I love. It's a great console. Everybody knows that I love talking about it and saying, hey, you can play that game at home. You literally pick it up and you're off and you're on the go. You're still playing the same thing. That is amazing. And I think that is what we want. I think gamers are too used to Xbox and my PlayStation being like, oh, this is because of this console is good because we have these graphics. This console is good because we have this processor. We have this and this, and Nintendo doesn't care about that. Nintendo takes what they want to do, what they think is innovative and new, and puts that into a console. Like the Switch has IR port on the right Joy-Con. You don't use that much. You can use it with like the Labo, like the piano, and all the Labo stuff uses it, which I think is awesome. But like, that's something you would never see another company like PlayStation or Xbox do, just because it's stepping out of their comfort zone. And I think that is one of the awesome things about the Nintendo company and the Switch line as well, is like, think about the Wii. The Wii came out and it was wonderful. It had motion control and people enjoyed it. It wasn't the best motion control by far, but it was innovative. It was something that we hadn't seen. And then Xbox hopped on it with the Kinect. PlayStation had something similar, and it just was like those things were kind of, oh, well, the market's saying we need it, so we do it for them. But Nintendo does their own agenda. They do what they want to, and I love that about it. So, do we necessarily need a Nintendo Switch Pro? I say no. For two reasons. It takes time away from Nintendo to actually work on things like either the next iteration of their console after the Switch, or on games that they could provide to you and I that you know are going to be top notch. Like, I don't remember a bad Nintendo game. Like, some people don't like games and other people do, and they're like, oh, well, this is that, but isn't that, which is understandable. A game can't be everything. But I can't remember a game off the top of my head that Nintendo has put out in the last few years that's just not been worth it, that's not even been worth playing. And I think about that and I'm like, that's awesome. There's companies that have put out a bunch of games and they've tried to kind of do the same thing and they've ended up failing because it's just not worth it. I think like Halo, Xbox destroyed. Call of Duty kind of got boring. Like Medal of Honor kind of did the same thing over and over again. And I think games like that, don't get me wrong, I love Halo and Call of Duty has its place as well. But if you keep doing the same exact thing over and over and over again, people are just going to leave and they're not going to be interested. And that's why I think the Nintendo Switch and the Switch Lite are totally awesome. They are doing exactly what they need to be doing. I don't think we need a Nintendo Switch Pro right now. Maybe on whenever they release the next iteration of the console, the Switch 2 or the Switch whatever. Maybe then they'll need to do a Pro model to kind of keep Switch sales going. But at this point, I don't really see the need for it. Whenever you're playing this, you're playing it because you know the games are going to be fun, not because they're going to be the best looking. And I say that with a caveat. Nintendo games look good. just people like to nitpick and be super duper critical of something, and then realistically they love this game, but they're known for being super critical or something like that. And so a lot of people are negative about it, and I don't understand why. If a game's fun and you enjoy it, play it. I don't care if I hate it or the next guy hates it. You should keep playing it. If I have a game that I enjoy and I love to play and other people don't like it, that's fine. I play it for my enjoyment, not yours. So with that being said, I want to know what you guys think. Down below, comment and let me know, is there a need for a Switch Pro? And if there is, what is the need? Because I can't think of one that really makes sense right now. Maybe in the future they'll release one when Switch sales are dwindling and they're not really selling, but I don't think right now is a great time for that. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification because it lets you know when I post more videos. And really, I post them every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Occasionally, you'll get a Monday video, but that hasn't happened in a while, so don't expect it. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this channel. I'm enjoying talking about the Switch. You guys know I love talking about the Switch from when it released in 2017 to now. That's 3 years almost. That's insane. But I want to say thank you so much and make sure you have a good day.